Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Logan23. You're joining me for Chapters Interactive Stories, The Weight of the World, Chapter 3. Tiny pinpricks of mental activity sparkle and shimmer across your mind's eye, almost as vivid and vast as the galaxy stretching before you. At home, where everyone has an intellectual field surrounding them, broadcasting their every thought and experience, it can feel like being in a crowded amphitheater exploding with knowledge. Sometimes your brain just takes a thought midword, but out here in the desolate outer arms of the Milky Way, you feel as though you're resting alongside a serene riverbank, watching as tiny, primitive creatures drift downstream. It's been a month of meticulous destruction as you and your partners continue to extend your intelligence fields to their maximum reach and scan for advanced life forms, ordering the demolition of any high-density objects along the way. Tiny slivers of intelligence here and there, like you're seeing now, don't merit a second glance. You confirm your findings and then send the signal to clear your third of the sector. As the antimatter blasts light up the starscape, you catch sight of Carbon-03 looking troubled. I should ask her something's wrong, tap in her feed and see what's up. A little peek won't hurt. We're all the same mission here, and I know she's too proud to let me help. You effortlessly stretch your intelligence field range and explore Carbon-02's designated area. Almost immediately, you sense a blob of consciousness on one of the planets within. The concentration of thoughts and emotion bubbles and rises at a single point, a single planet, and you get small flashes of information about it through the eyes of its life forms. There's sentient life on that little planet in the corner there. 03, why didn't you tell us right away? Hey, keep your intelligence field to your own area, 02. I had this under control.
What's the issue, team?
Carbon-03's part of the sector might have advanced life. There's a planet that's radiating some serious consciousness vibes.
Is that so? Show me.
You use your intelligence field to update the main screen's visual coordinates, and the planet appears before you.
What's the habitat like?
I just finished the scan. It looks like the planet is entirely submerged in liquid nitrogen. Temperatures are low. It's unlikely to support life, statistically speaking.
And yet it's there. Somehow.
What are the odds that they're advanced enough to join the Carbon Federation? Low. Practically non-existent.
What do you think, 02? Would it be inefficient to go ahead with the demolition, but, well, either way, it's your call this time. It was your plan after all.
We should definitely bring them aboard. Let's give the planet a test. It might delay our progress, but it's worth it.
Alright, Carbon-03, please identify the dominant life form on this planet and bring a representative on board.
On it, Commander. She waves a hand across the main screen and then focuses. A moment later, her intelligence field has identified what appears to be the most advanced species and has issued the request for use of the transport beam. The three of you head to the observation bay to make contact. You peer into the room from a thick shielding barrier, a basic safety precaution. Inside, a peculiar creature hovers in the air, taking in its surroundings. It makes a happy chirping sound when it spots you. I guess I'll start the test. There's no time to waste. Let's begin. You surround the creature with your intelligence field in order to pick up any form of communication or thought projections. If I did this to any Carbon Federation members, I'd be considered extremely rude and invasive, but this is a special case. And besides, this little monster doesn't seem to have anything resembling a true intelligence field. Oh, but I wasn't able to get a name for this creature. This test requires that we include one. What do I say? Just make something up. Okay, little, squishy guy? Tell us, what is the smallest unit of composition material your species have discovered? He looks like Lilo. No, Stitch. Sorry. And he's cute. Like, I just want to give him like a little squishy guy. Makes a long chirping sound and bubbles erupt from his mouth, but gives no answer. I believe that's his way of communication, by the way.
Question 1 failed. Next question. What can you tell us about an object's flow of heat? Is the flow reversible?
Well, there's that question. Finally, question 3. What is the measurement of a circle's diameter in relation to its radius? He's just so damn cute. You feel a rush of anticipation when the little squishy guy makes sudden eye contact with you, and as if he's able to finally reveal his secrets. Unfortunately, all he does is flop over in liquid exoskin and wriggles its frilled gills. With that, he failed the test. You give the word, and the antimatter beam begins charging. Before its charge is complete, Carbon-03 engages a few systems, and the strange being is returned to his quiet planet. In the cockpit, you watch as the beam shoots across the sky.
Well, that suddenly resolves that issue.
You just destroyed a planet. Any and all life on it. One day they could have been intelligent beings. He could have been communicating in his own way, but you destroyed the life. It's good that planet was so dense. The space-time rift generated by the blast is huge. Yes, with this, we're clear to move on to the next sector. Take that, Silicon Empire. You're destroying life to beat someone. Okay. Alright. As the day winds on, your group encounters small-scale life forms like this less and less often. Eventually, you find yourself surrounded by all sides of wide swaths of dark, lifeless space. Luckily, you're able to locate dense asteroids along the path to destroy, so the space-time holes continue being generated according to plan. It isn't until a full week later, when the circles around the Silicon Empire is almost at 75% completion, that you sense another intelligent life form out in the abyss. Well, it's time to alert the crew. Commander, I've got a hit over here.
I know.
Huh?
It's that orange one right on the edge, between your designated zone and mine, yes. My intelligence field picked it up a few minutes ago.
No, it's there. The green one in the center of my zone. Well, you know what this means, right? 2 inhabited planets in this sector.
That does seem to be the case. Fascinating.
It's suspicious, but okay. Let's bring them aboard. Let's bring a sample of the dominant life form from each planet aboard for testing. At the same time? That wasn't what I meant, but hey, why not? Of course, there's no time to spare.
I was just about to suggest the same thing, actually. These life forms are most likely just simple pests and won't require much attention.
Understood. What should I grab first? Let's go with the green planet. The green planet could have potential. Are we ready to evaluate it?
I'd like to get a look at the ground first. I got a glimpse with my intelligence field. Let me bring it on screen.
He flicks a hand towards the main screen and the display adjusts. It seems kind of damp. Yes, it's called a swamp. Kind of a dump, you mean? What a nasty swamp! I'll figure out what the dominant life form is. Hang on. You center your intelligence field and direct it at the planet. Instantly, you are awash in a flood of knowledge, snippets of life experiences, and quick snapshots of scenery on this strange world. Focusing more, you continue to filter out more and more primitive thoughts, hunger, aggression, lust, and other bestial needs. Normally, this technique causes the highest life forms to stand out, since the most powerful mental voices remaining will be only those seeking and sharing higher knowledge. Strange. When I look past the instinctual urges, I see nothing. What should I try? Ask everyone for help. Commander, I definitely picked up something more advanced than the planets we've decimated, but...
Is your intelligence field struggling to locate the accomplished species?
Yes, how did you know?
I've encountered something like this before, actually.
So what's it mean, that there's no intelligent life?
It's likely these creatures don't pursue knowledge or advancement directly.
In that case, how is it their planet is developed enough to stand out to us?
It could be advanced, but only as an afterthought. These creatures may have scientists, but only ones seek to fulfill basic needs more efficiently, instead of seeking universal truths or knowledge for its own sake.
Oh, basically Earth! Isn't that true of all of us to a degree? I mean, with this war with the Silicon Empire, all we're doing is striking down our enemies.
Very true, but a big difference is that you have the wisdom to make the judgment about your own culture, and that we're defending more than just our own kin.
He's right. We're defending an ideal, peace in the Milky Way for the first time in 20,000 years. By killing planets? Question mark? That's also why no one planet alone is important enough to rest the mission over. Creating this space-time fields between their stronghold and the rest of the galaxy needs to be the top priority. So if it's a planet of beings who live with wild beasts, how do I decide which is the dominant species? That's easy, 02. Just find the biggest, baddest-looking monsters running around, pick one, and that's our guy for sure. You locate a perfect target immediately and send the signal for a transport beam. Your gang reports to the observation bay to make contact with the specimen. As you approach, you hear a guttural roar that manages to send a shiver up your spine. Glancing inside, you take in the view of a muscled, gnarled reptilian creature. Its eyes are sharp and seem to bore right through you. You hear Carbon 03 gasp. Oh, he's gorgeous! 03, are you kidding me right now?
We haven't even got to see him yet.
Shut up, 02! Is he not a complete dreamboat? I bet the hotties from your planet are wimpy little blade tail nerds. All I know is that they aren't, whatever this guy is.
If the two of you don't stop bickering, I'm going to turn this ship around and...
Oh my god, he's totally looking at me. What do I even say? Oh god. I'll tell her to start the test. Well, here's your chance to see what your Prince Charming is made of. Let's do the test. Can you start it off? I know you have to ask a few questions of the standard admission test questions, but if you want to see if he has any hobbies or girlfriend, that's fine too. I'll need a name to officially begin the assessment. What should we call you? Okay, here it goes.
You know what is it on my planet?
It's actually so lovely. What does it mean?
Chosen who bathe in blood of enemy, master disbowment by tooth, claw, and blade, champions of champions, king of kings.
So, do you have a nickname? He thinks for a moment, then creates a single hoarse rasp from a deep in his throat. I'm hearing Craig?
It's fine.
Alright, Craig, question 1. When hydrogen fusion in a star ceases entirely, how does this change its nature? So if I suddenly got teleported on a ship, how would I answer this? So, hydrogen fusion in the sun ceases entirely. It means the sun would die. It means the sun would go out, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, any scientific minds?
Don't know.
Question 1 failed. Question 2. Oh, you're lucky. It's an easy one. Explain the difference between vectors and scalars.
Don't know either.
Oh, now that I think about it, I'm sorry, sweetie, but you're not really my type. Second question failed.
Question 3. What effect does the degree of tilt on the planet's axis in relation to its distance from the nearest star have on its surface environment?
What effect does the degree of tilt on a planet's axis in relation to its distance from... Well, 1, you would have to find out how far the planet is, right? So, for instance, if... You know how... Okay, I'm sure you know how the planet tilts, right? Earth. Okay. If you were to take the planet Earth and make it a straight... and it was just no longer tilting, and it just spun around the Earth, or Sun, sorry, things would be significantly different on our planet, versus, like, the tilt we have now.
Don't know. Not a bit.
Greg makes a hollow, croaking sound and throws back his head in laughter.
It's been a fun time, Space Monsters. Now send me home to my bog, okay? My kind has no need for your flashy doodads and explodey guns.
Wait, how would you know about exploding guns?
This is the end first. That's fine too. Means no more sneaky sparkle flies stealing us away to shovel dirt and push rocks on dead planet.
Sparkle.
Question 3 failed. We'll return you to your planet where we make our final considerations. You should know that this may be the end of your planet, but that its sacrifice would be part of a plan set in motion to save quadrillions of life forms around the galaxy. Who cares? I fought battle on Lowe's. Still counts if mind, I think, was good fun.
He sure seems cheery for being returned to a doomed planet. Carbon-01 returns Craig to his marshy planet, and your crew returns to the cockpit to regroup. Let's grab a representative from the orange one next. I didn't realize you called them all the shots here, 02. Brush it off. Look, I know this is a lot of work, but it's important. Let's remember that we're on the same side. You're just upset we're probably gonna kill Mr. Hunk for you. My intelligence field already picked up a few glimpses on the surface of the orange world. The display of the main screen adjusts as it interacts with the group's intelligence field.
It seems more developed than anticipated.
I'm pulling the data from our initial scans now. It appears to be a dry desert planet, but the creatures who inhabit it have used terraforming techniques to make it more comfortable. They came up with these techniques on their own. That's a sure sign of being an advanced life form.
Let's move ahead with the test and find out if their beings qualify for the Carbon membership. Federation membership.
Sounds good, Commander. You use your intelligence field to request for a transport beam, and your team returns to the observation bay. As you approach the bay, you hear a light twinkling sound. A vibrant glow surrounds the creature inside, and you have to wait for your senses to adjust before you can look at it directly. Oh no, it's cute!
03D, be diplomatic. It's not cute. It's, well...
Can I name it?
Only if this doesn't have one already.
3 of you use your intelligence field to make contact with the creature. I can't make any sense of that babbling. Hello, we come in peace. Do you really? Because you're going to blow up its planet. Did I really just say that? Did you really just say that? Anyway, we are of the Carbon Federation. We're excited to meet you. The creature seems to acknowledge your message. Right, well, assuming you understand me. you should be aware that you are about to be tested for admittance to the Carbon Federation. And if you fail, your planet gets the axe. The big kaboom, totally nixed. It's for the greatest good in the galaxy, though, so don't feel too bad either way.
What my teammates say is coarse but true. Are you ready to undertake the test?
Do. Time to start the task. Well, begin now, since you're so eager. Alright, you haven't provided us a name, so I'll be entering yours as Do. Do suddenly looks disgusted with you.
02. I think do on its own might be some kind of insult. Our guest seems displeased.
You're gonna blow up this planet, does it really matter? Oh, both of you, just let it go. It's only for testing purposes. Okay. Question 1. In electrically neutral atom, the number of protons in the nucleus has what relationship with the electrons surrounding it? You weren't expecting an answer, but Do makes a motion with its arms, and glowing equal sign floats in the space before you. That's correct. Whoa, who would have thought Do could do it? Good job, little bug.
Question 2. What is the source of all electromagnetic waves?
Do's body shudders violently, and small sparks of light shoot out from its body like miniature falling stars. Vibrating charges. That's pretty clever.
And correct as well.
2 out of 3 questions. Which means it's time for the final question. Okay, Do, please explain what happens to sound energy once released into the air. Do. The creature seems defeated and stares at you blankly.
No response. Question 3 failed. My apologies, little thing. Your species doesn't qualify a Carbon Federation life form based on this response.
Yikes, it was so close, too. Commander, let's return Do to the planet while we make our final decision.
Yes, good call, 03. Will you do the honors?
Right, I'll take care of it. Been a pleasure having you aboard, Do. She uses her intelligence field to send the request, and the observation bay is empty again, an instant later. Your team returns to the cockpit to deliberate.
Well, it seems obvious what's happening here. On one hand, we have a scientifically advanced race of higher beings right on the border of eligibility for Carbon Federation.
But they're evil. Do species is definitely the one that's been kidnapping children from Craig's planet.
And, on the other hand, we have a completely low-brow life form not qualified at all to enlist in the Federation, and whose planet it, well, it's a perfect spot for creating a space-time rift. We need at least one of these high-density planets to be destroyed by our antimatter beam, and that is triggering me because it's misspelled destroy, goddammit!
Both would be even better. This sector has a few gaps that could do with a filling. But even if we allow Do's planet to survive, can we trust a species like that? They seem more like Silicon Empire material.
Yes, but they did find an efficient solution to planet-wide dilemma and use their clever technology and understanding of science to do so. And again, one might argue that the Federation could use bold, honorable warriors like Craig's species among our ranks, even if they don't wish to join right away. But it boils down to this. We need to destroy a planet in the sector. Now. We have passed our test, so I feel that it's perfectly reasonable to demolish both for our cause.
If we're going to salvage one, we'd really have to consider the consequences, no matter which we pick. It'll set a new standard for entry. Do we go with ones with potential to reach our civilization and technology standards? The guys who see the big picture and meet their goals by any means necessary? Or the uncompromising warriors always looking for a new challenge to face, but with no interest in saving the world or their own kind, unless there's glory in it for them. Basically, the Klingons. Yeah, I guess it isn't so black and white when you really look at it. No, it is. You're killing planets. Well, the answer seems clear to me. Oh, I thought we might have a third choice. Pick one. That's... Thanks, chapters. So we don't go with a blow up this one, blow up this one, blow up both, or save both. Save both would be interesting. That would be a diamond edition. I would go with save both. But screw it. Demolish both. We can clear out both of them and doubly fortify this area.
That's the logical conclusion. I think it'll do nicely.
I make contact with the weapons bay and the antimatter beam is charging up. A moment later, the antimatter beam is ready to fire. You winch for a second as the light from the strike catches you by surprise. How big of a rift did it create? Huge! I think it's just what we needed to keep the Empire in check. So we can finally move on to the next sector? Right? It's about time. Only one more quadrant to go.
Where's our final stop? Is it inside yet?
It looks like a little one-star solar system out in the middle of nowhere. 9 planets, or maybe 8. It'll be a gold mine for puncturing space-time holes. Can you do me a favor just for once to figure out the name of the place before we start the test? Oh, actually this one has one listed. I think it's Earth. Our planet's gonna be destroyed. So, oh boy, I want you to think about this. I've done so much content. What, 10 videos in the last day? And now I'm having to cycle all the way through them. I'm thankful that right now Weight of the Worlds is on hiatus right now until they develop more. And then I'm going to be working on the other books that are shorter chapters. But I'm trying to do one of each book every day right now to play catch up because of the issues that happen with chapters twice. This one was a significantly long one. I like Weight of the World. It's actually fantastic. It's actually one of the longest chapters and books so far. So I enjoy that. That being said, I hope y'all did enjoy. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also head down in the description below. You can follow me on social media, or if you want to support my channel, there's a couple links for that as well. And until next time, stay well, stay awesome, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.